my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody calm down!
Help!
Here,
Oh.
take my hand.
Ah!
Come on. You're gonna fall unless you take my hand.
No, give me your other hand.
Oh, my other hand isn't strong enough. You take my little hand.
No! Get it away from me!
Take it. Take my hand.
Ah!
Good morning, everybody. Yes, indeed. The forest cometh. The forage step forth. Chadcroft, says Citizen Ronan. Becoming. Trying. I only get Chad for my wife, though. No one else. All right. Let's get it straight. I am totally lost. They changed StreamYards up. I don't know why they did it. They're like, oh, it's so much better to use now. It's not. It's worse. But I'm figuring it out. Welcome, everybody, to my little draw stream. Getting that internet connection thing. It says it's fairly good. We'll see. If it dips, let me know, and I'll do a refresh. I tell you, for what they charge for this thing. Let me share screen. What am I doing? I will be working on quite a few pages today, but you've probably seen them all. They were in the preview. I figure I've got to harmonize some things. All right, let's get this big. We don't want to do the vertical stream again. Although I enjoyed that. I know some of you complained. There we go. Let me say hello to the chat who is here. Mr. Mark's Music Obsession. Mark, I neglected to do the first. That's my fault. My apologies. I mean, I can do it very quickly because you're just right there. Actually, I probably should because it is a look at this. You can see how it works. Look at how the magic happens. Ready? Ta-da! There you go. It's just that easy. Move it over a bit. Save that. That is Mark. Where is he? There he is. Done and done. All right, let's close that down. Yes. Okay. Back to that. Where is it? Where is it? Up here. We have to honor Mark because this is 60 firsts for 2025. 15 away from the record. Let's put it up there and honor him as we should. I see Dat AS though. Yeah, I picked a thumbnail with a bit of Ella ass. That is true. What's up, Citizen? We got Jake in the house. Are you launching tonight, Jake? I think you are. I just saw the trailer went live. Exciting stuff. I'm talking about Carnal over on Kickstarter with the special new Ouroboros cover. Not Ouroboros. That's all right. He's a Brit. We'll allow it. What's up, Bats? Great to see here. It says beep, beep. You take my small hand. What's up, Cranberry? What's up, David L? The Ford indeed has arrived. Joe Stylus here. I spy Jake Blues. Everyone is complaining about it. Twice the price, 3 times the problem. Luckily, my price remains the same. I don't know what I did. There are guys like Dark Gift and others who have been using StreamYards just as long as I have. I think I came on board in 2019, if you can believe it. And their price is going up. But mine just says you're grandfathered into the original price. So I'm happy with that. 60 is impressive. Now, I think it was Jeremy Burt's 2 years ago who got 75. So he's going for 76. Plenty of time, only half the year. Is Australia still on dial-up internet? No, we do have, what is it called? Fiber optic. Here's the problem, David, as I see it. The problem is we have a communist government who thinks they can do everything better than the private sector. Well, they just spent here in Victoria untold billions of dollars. Keep in mind, we're billions, hundreds of billions of dollars in debt on a RAL upgrade that doesn't even work and isn't going to function. But anyway, in their wisdom, many, many years ago, they decided that Australia was going to upgrade to fiber optic cable internet, blah, blah, blah. It was called the NBN, National Broadband Network. And they decided, you know what? It's going to be really expensive to get that to everyone's home. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the fiber optic to the end of the street, and then it'll just be the old, 50-year-old copper wires taking the internet to the homes. So that's what we've got. That's why we have maximum in most houses about 100 down. 100, yeah, 100 something down, 150 maybe. Well, we're getting there, Jake. Don't you worry about it. So yeah, we have super fast internet to the end of the street, and then it's like got to go over cobblestones. I haven't been following the coloring. Where are we at with the blacks? Are they at the back of the figurative priority bus? There's so many blacks. There's so much black in Rod's art. I have been not yet playing around too much with the color holds. I'm started doing some light over the top, and that's been looking good. But yeah, they're going well. You know me, I jump around from thing to thing. I never finish a page at once. You need to get internet via high-speed rail. We got the steam train, Corey, and it's a joke, but here's what it is. Yeah, fiber optic, exactly. It's like, and you see, I don't know, I've been Korea and Japan and that they've got like 2 GB down or something ridiculous. But it is what it is. All right, so I've got a bunch of pages here. As I said, if you've been following me at all on my journey of making this book, you will have seen most of these, probably all of them actually. But I just got to harmonize a bit of the colors here because I realized I haven't, and it's something I need to do before I proceed. So I'm going to do that quickly, as quick as I can. Hopefully you guys will be able to actually see anything. I don't know if you will. Let's have a look. So I'm going to pick up the blacks. Speaking of the blacks, what else do I need to pick up? It's just the blacks. Yeah. And all right. See, less blue. She's not supposed to be so blue, essentially. Just marrying her in with the background. Maybe even these guys' jeans. Get a bit. I don't want it to disappear too much. I might knock that one back a bit. There we go. Easy peasy. These boxes, they're a bit reddish. If I can, if you'll please. Actually, these two as well. And this. Oh, that's too much. Much too much. I'm going to eyeball that. Nothing better than a good eyeball. All right. Actually, I got a little spot here I can show you guys. Phil, you're an action comic man. He says, hey, all you comic peeps. Moses can't stick around, but Hal Bancroft, Hal Chat. Hail Mobigs, the Golden Wrench in the house. What is up? So here, have a little sequence. I love little drawings. There's a little panel here with a little sequence here where Ella is about to get mounted. This is a bit of a jiu-jitsu move. But she uses the momentum of him jumping onto her to flip him back with a knee to the groin. Very important to get your knees in, protect your guard. Flips him back, and then she ends up on mount. But originally when Rod had drawn this, they were flipped around. So his head was out down this end and his legs were that way. And I was like, that ain't right. But it's all right. It was because it's diagonal. It was an easy flip. I could just flip it around. And then she goes into him. All right. I think that's good on that page. Maybe his hair. His hair needs a little bit. Basically, I'm just bringing the colors into harmony. She blows. Nice action, says Phil. Anyone? Yeah, I remember talking about this book years ago, saying I do want a actually, what's going on with the hair? Is it the same hair? It looks like it's a different color. I don't know why. Oh, I know why. No. Yeah, I'll figure that out later. It's a little vibrant. What if I do this? Oh, I know why. Look at that. That's why. All right. We'll see how we go. Yeah, back when I first envisioned this book, because I'd only had Waking Dream out, and there wasn't that much action in Waking Dream. There's a bit of more action in Painted Death. But I did want to show off a little bit of Lucent action. So that's why I kind of came up with this idea for this story, to do an action comic for the Lucent. See you, Mo. Have you thought about making the first few drawings in that flip sequence kind of see-through so that it's clear they're not all taking place at once? Maybe. I do have the see-through effect, but mostly when I use that in the Lucent, it's to depict something that happens like super fast, almost like teleporting fast. So like someone was there and then they're there kind of thing. There's tons of this. What do they call this? What do they used to call this? There was a name for it where you'd have multiple things in there. I mean, I don't know. To me as a reader, I understand that there aren't, just all of a sudden 3 Ellas and 3 of this guy. But I don't know. We'll see when I do the final colors. I might do some effect. I have not. Normally, before I start the stream, I make everything horizontal. I didn't tonight. This morning, I should say. It's not even anywhere close to night for me. Why is that like that? Okay. All right. Yep. Yep. Turn that off. And maybe just the dog is a little. Just pare him down a little bit. Oh, and the brown. Just a little. Not too much. Here we go. Now, I heard it's called The Waking Dream. Exactly. David says, about 8 months ago, some company was putting in new internet cables underground and broke the sewerage main going into my house. That is unfortunate. It flooded with sewerage. I showed the foreman, and he said, we didn't do that. Oh, who else did it then? Oasis says, love watching pros in the element. More artists need to stream the process. I agree. Wanking dream. Look at the dichotomy between these two comments here. And funnily enough, Citizen Ronan is an expert artist. A true... Where's my picture so small here? A true artist's artist, you know? With the green here. Do I want to do anything with that? I think it's all right. Plunge casts. Yo, lettering in silence. Have an awesome day. Banana gun monkey crown kiwi. All right. I think that's harmonious enough. Mm-hmm. Yep. Uh-huh. Well, what color did I do those guys' pants? There we go. It's easier. Too easy. And there was the crates. Oh no, what's that? Oh, hang on, that ain't right. That ain't right. Maybe it is right. Is that what I had? I might have overdone that a little. Yeah, that is right. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, I suppose the point is to make the characters pop and the background kind of fade away. You can see it. Whoa. Talking about playing with the blacks there, Jim Cox. A little bit of an, and our fella here a bit ashy. Let's turn that back a bit. What have I done? Damn it, it's because they're the same freaking. Oh, maybe I just have them. Maybe I just have my tolerance set a bit high. That's probably it. Okay, that was it. That was my problem. Okay, let's tone that back a bit. Doesn't need to be quite so Somalian. That's a bit better. That is a bit better. Sounds like a nightmare, David. The worst we had is we get a lot of our groceries delivered, and they knock over our tap in the front yard with their trolley. That's thankfully we don't get any sewerage rupturing. Clean the whole house, cleared it of black mold. Oh my god, that sounds awful. What's up, Amanda? Crenshaw in the house. Thank you everyone for joining. I'm doing a little bit of color harmonizing before I get started on the highlights. As I saw, they're not really gelling to my specifications. What is up here? This one too. That one's good. If you got the old head sketch ashcan, you would have seen a lot of these pages in black and white in that one. Yep. Oh no. Oh no, brew. Stupid Clip Studio brew. So many pages to do. Not really. It is a breeze, actually, only having to deal with 36 pages instead of 100. It's a whole new world. All right, take him. Okay. I do like working with lots of pages at once. It makes you feel like I'm working in an assembly line. Was AFK. Rob taught me what that means. I wasn't down with the kids speak. Away from keyboard, making burgers while I miss. I am doing a bulk update on about 6 pages. A proper mustache, says Citizen Ronan, and a handful of tits. Yeah, where's the tit grab page? Where was that? What's that? Is it down here? Oh yeah, there it is. It's one of. I did not request that. That was Rod's. You know, he was just feeling frisky that night as he drew feverishly. You know, he had just his wife did have a baby at some point. I know they do have a young child. I don't know if they have multiple, so you know, who knows what goes on. Yeah, this guy here, where is he? These guys are my homage to my favorite Guy Ritchie film, Snatch. So that's like my kind of brick top character, if you ever seen that movie. And this is just a sort of generic second in command, big tough guy, you know, very loyal. Anyway, doesn't really, it's not just in my head. None of this plays into the book at all. These are thugs that Ella has dreamed up to express her inner whatever. I'm gonna back the book, find out. What was I doing? I was doing something. Yep, I did that. I did that. Did I do them? I did them. Why do they look so white? Damn it. At least he's not grabbing her drussy. It's pets. Thank you for introducing me to the drussy word. It's a recent addition to my vocabulary that I wasn't anticipating learning, but you know, it's good to keep up with the lingo whenever possible. Jake loves Snatch. I gotta watch it again. It's been far too long. Snatch and Lock, Stock are just so full of fantastic quotable moments. I do like Snatch a little bit better because of he really ran with the whole full circle interconnected plotline thing, which I do love. You know, that sort of Seinfeld moment. I think we're good there. I think so. What's up, Patrick T? Great to see you in the house. People are laughing at. Oh, I love Snatch. The movie is good too. Right, I get it now. Which is the guy nobody understands when he talks? That was Brad Pitt's character, the Pikey. That would be a good character to homage. Classic. Yep. Boxes. The boxes. I think I might have gone a bit overboard on these boxes, but I can always bring it back. I feel like. Oh, I know why. Because I was going to have. Right, yeah. Because I'm going to have. I know why I'm going overboard. Because I have a light that goes over them. That sort of highlights them. Okay, that makes sense now. Trust the process. Always trust the process. And everything will be all right. Damn, I didn't do him either. Oh, there we go. Now you see why I never I very rarely update. Oh, I've finished a page, because I don't ever really just work on a page. It's just not something I do. I jump around. I do bits and pieces here and there. What's up, Maromi? What's up, Zombie Boy? The Gentleman is his best film since Snatch, says David L. 100% agree. I really like The Gentleman. I remember being a little like, what's the word? Unsure when I first saw it, because I think it's, compared to his other films, I feel like it's a little bit convoluted in the plot. He probably just had so many ideas, because he's probably trying to build this world, which is an amazing world. I love the world building he's done in Gentleman, and if you ever watched it, you got to watch the TV show as well. There's a whole thing he's built there, which I'm feeling could be based on some sort of reality. I have a feeling. It's the same in now in France. If you haven't seen The Gentleman, essentially the premise is you got all these old aristocrat types who have these huge properties in England, and it's all generational wealth, but they don't have the money anymore to keep them up. So drug dealers come in and use their properties essentially to do their business. Really good premise, because it's a good mix of different types of people. But I felt like the film was a bit all over. But then I watched it again, and I was like, no, this is a great movie. It's one of those ones you probably have to watch a couple of times to really, because there's a lot happening in it. Definitely a recommend. Good, great actors, good characters. Colin Farrell. What's his name? McConaughey? Matthew? Yeah, but Colin Farrell he's the best. His new Amazon movie is terrible. I haven't seen that one. That does not bode well. Yeah, I'm waiting for the season 2. Hopefully not too far away. Because in the TV show, one of the aristocrats is a new young duke. He's a duke. He's like trying to fight back, but he gets kind of sucked into the world. It's a really good premise. What happens when Ella discovers the people from her dreams were real and drawn into her dream world as they slept? Like she's beating up these real people, and they wake up and like, oh my god, what the hell was that dream? I dreamt I was a thug in a there was a dog fight and I was getting beat up by this chick who looked like Carmen Sandiego. What the hell? That's a good thing. I like that. Adds an extra layer to it. Great French show on Netflix is Lupin. And they're filming the 4th season now. Duster on Max is great as well. First season just finished. I recommend. I know of Lupin. I think you've actually recommended that to me as well. Haven't checked it out yet. I recommend Department Q and Slow Horses. Both very similar type, like crime action shows. Although Slow Horses is more action, Department Q is more mystery, investigation. But both just excellently written, and especially in Slow Horses, fantastic actors. Right. Do it. Well, this guy should be black. Oops. I demelanated him on this page. Let's fix that. Oops, oopsie daisy. I love Carmen Sandiego, says ORTV. She's not actually thinking she's dressed up like Carmen Sandiego. She's thinking she's dressed up like a kind of female version of sort of, not really, V for Vendetta, but you know. What was I doing? I was doing something. Oh yeah, I was making him black. Actually, there's a little bit of a which means he would be black. All right, that's okay. Ella beating on the black guy. Textbook mount reversal. Rod Lupa, you know your judo well. All right, did I get the right color? Alucard from Helsing dresses like Carmen Sandiego too. It's a good look. You know, it's a bit of a fantasy look. What better place to do that in your own dreams, where you're kicking butt? That's right. Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. Just going to make sure I've got everything as I need. Okay. Ah, I see. So many layers. So many pages. That's what it gets for copying a file. I know, right? It's justified. How dare you? How dare you, sir? He's now black. And yeah, she ain't happy with him. Okay. Yeah, a bit more diverse now on this page. Okay, it's done. Done there. We're done there. No, we're not done there. What's up, Yang? I was supposed to be streaming with Yang in 15 minutes, but in about 25 minutes, I have to rush into the office, which never happens, but we had a bit of a late project change. So now I will be heading in, but I will be streaming with Yang tomorrow. I think it's, what do we say? I got to check my DMs. I think it's 7:30 Eastern, I believe. And also I got Mike Barron coming on tomorrow, which is very exciting. Always love having Mike on. And finally check out his new Nexus campaign, which I've been holding off on looking at because I knew I would have him on. Very exciting. What's up? See you later, David. He says he's got to go. You got to go? You got to go. Thank you very much for hanging out tonight. Yeah, that campaign is going nuts. You know, it really goes to show, you know, everyone likes to count, you know, everyone else's money. I get it. You know, that's just the way it is, because, you know, everyone puts their money like right there on display. So, you know, it is what it is. And everyone has their own ideas about why this or that or whatever is, you know, not doing well. When Nexus just comes around and says, no, I mean, you got a property like Nexus and you do like an omnibus, you can make some serious bank. And I haven't looked into it, so I'm gonna guess that it's just existing content. So they're just like cashing, you know, getting cash, which is fantastic. You know, that's the best. True. 7:30 Eastern. There it is. We're hanging out with Yang over on his channel, chatting Fractured Mind and whatever else that strikes our fancy. Oh my goodness, this is the first. This is the moment. This is the moment that Ella first comes into contact with Damon. Actually a little reminiscent of when Ella's dad comes into contact with Alwyn. He tries to hit him with a pipe. And he says, no. And just grabs it with his hand like a baller. Ich fahr Omnibus. You're taking the omnibus? Wo ist der nächste Haltestelle? Always remember that from my time in Germany. The talking trams. What's up, Jolly? What's up, Elliot Rodriguez? Elliot and I also have just secured a date for Elliot to come. Elliot and I are going out on a date. No, we secured a date for Elliot to come on, which is next week. Looking forward to that. Great looking book, Run Fund My Comic. Ominous. If you haven't picked it up yet, go check it out. Is that everything? Okay, that's done. That's done. Or is it done? It isn't. Always spot something. Check this out. Yep. Good. Oh, no, not good. Not good. Which is the one I wanted to work on. So definitely not good. Now good. Except his red is a bit. What color is that? What color is that red? Is that the same? Looks different. All right, let's have a look. All right, I guess it is the same. Okay. Oh, it's because I've got the highlight on it. That's why. That is why. Nächster Halt, Pound Town. Die nächste Haltestelle ist Pound Town. The question is, do you get off, Jazz? I know you get off, but do you get off? You know. Amanda dropping that link for Ominous. What's up, Reese? All right, I think we're good. Let me save all them so that I don't screw it up, because I have done that before. All right, they are saving. Let us finally get in and highlight this one. It is. It's been a long time coming. The question is, do you highlight the pubis mons? My thinking is, I mean, if that's where the light is, that's where the light is. I'm not in charge of the physics, you know. It is what it is. It is gonna like bring attention to it. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. A tiny highlight, says Elliot. The answer, it says Jake, is absolutely. Let me just bring this up a bit so I can see what I'm doing here. Monkey shines. My God. Well, we know Jake would say yes, obviously. But yeah. You got to think about. See, now I think what I would do is this part kind of leads in a bit. So this would be less highlight. I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to highlight it in these, because these are the terminators. Like, these are the cell shaded parts, you know. So Just a bit like that. But this part is going to be, it's not going to be as vibrant, let's say, as the rest, you know. He said Terminator, PhD Croft. That's what it is, isn't it? When you're doing cell shading, you got these are Terminator lines. That's the way I learned it. But you got to kind of, when you're doing this sort of thing, you got to think a little bit ahead. You know, where you're, what are you going to do when you do the soft brushing? I wonder if I've made Jake proud with my Mons coloring. Never done that before. That's a first for me. Doing it live for you. It's just not my bag, baby. You know? So you, for instance, here, that is a different plane, but in cell shading, it would all just be the one color. When you do it in when you do your cut and grads, you would, you know, I would separate that, and then this part would be slightly less, even though it is highlighted. That's why I love the cut and grad method, because you really get to add in like some nice effects. Mons bueno. It looks cool if you don't highlight the bottom tip of the show, the flat plane. I have no idea what you're referring to there, but I'll take your word for it. The tip of the heel. Oh yeah, there. Yeah. Yeah, but I think this is such a larger plane, so this it won't be there like that, but I want to have something there because it's such a large area. Just the tip, Bancroft, says Mark. Just the tip. That's all it needs. You don't want to go crazy. Why can't I be like Shant and just here? Let's have a in-depth philosophical discussion while I'm, you know, doing my arty things. I just can't do it. It's like that's one side of the brain just flicks off, and you know becomes it's stupido. Just the tip is my favorite game, says Jake Blues. Oh my goodness. What have I started? Who am I kidding? I know what I started. I know what I'm doing. Just got to keep an eye on the time here. I also love that game. It's never just a tip. It really isn't. I mean, we're talking about coloring, yeah? We're talking about putting highlights on, obviously, aren't we? I assume. Thankfully, it's the holidays, and there's no way my children are listening to this this particular stream. Sometimes they are. I have to, you know. But then again, I'm the one who chose to color this particular panel at this particular time. So I've got no one else to blame but myself. I think I'm going to leave that like that. It's probably best. Anyone who bought artwork from Vatican City, the emails to confirm shipping are out. I wonder if that means I got mine. Let's have a look. Project update. That was from a while ago. I got a project update. I haven't got my shipping notification just yet, but I'm excited, looking forward. Although I don't know why I should be. They're going to go to RJ first. Must be getting to the point where, you know, it's time that I get another shipment. Must be. I feel like I still haven't gotten Pete Samedi's King Cryptid. I mean, they've got to be there. I got to get in touch with RJ. So much to catch up on. King Cryptid, Downcast, Psycho Slumber, Groken. Oh my god. I'm not going to know what to do with myself. All right, I think that's good for her. Mission accomplished. Hashtag Rocaforce. Reading the Kickstarter FAQs right now, says Jav. Seems like it is credit card only, but charge when the campaign closes, right? That is correct. Even more planning now. Just wrote a long post under Reenie's stream. Is she considering Kickstarter? Has Reenie done Kickstarter before? I can't remember. Oh, of course, she was. I mean, she's talking about Jake's as well. I've done it, and yeah, it's a whole different system. It's got its positives, it's got its negatives. It's a bit. It's better in some ways. It's worse in others. That's all I'll say. Just got my Groken, says Elliot Rodriguez. Haven't read it yet, but damn, does Rocafort's artwork look amazing. Nice Guy says, do you understand it? I actually do, as much as you can, think I understand Groken. But that's because I got the little ashcan books that go with it that give you the keys to seeing what's actually happening in that book. One of my favorite stories from all of crowdfunding, and of course the art is just like crazy. But I definitely feel like Kenneth is doing a bit like what I'm doing, where, you know, when it's all there, it'll be obvious, but you know, he's not. He's being very like I am, you know, really like dishing it out like puzzle pieces, and it's up to you to put it all together. This looks terrible. This is like, I'm trying to figure out his hair here. Girl hair is a lot easier. I was talking about Kickstarter. Yeah, it's just like they've done it because I think I'm pretty sure they were the original crowdfunders, and it's like it's done to really sell the idea that it's not purchasing, it is crowdfunding. It's like you're donating to a project that may or may not happen, sort of thing. So you don't get charged unless it does happen. But they send out these surveys afterwards. You got to fill in. You got to put in your address and everything like that. It's a different system. I don't know if this hair's gonna look any good, but let's see. Here we go. Simply Green says, probably why yours is one of my favorite stories. Thank you. Yeah, I was watching Bat Sauce, Vaughn, and Evely Music do a sort of like a review, kind of a read-through review of Waking Dream. And Bat Sauce mentioned this movie called Push, which I hadn't seen or heard of. And he's like, yeah, the powers in it are pretty similar to what he thinks is in the Lucent, but you know, I kind of keep it all very close to the chest, and it's like you're learning as Ella is learning, so you know pretty much as she knows. Whereas in Push, literally both in the trailer and at the start of the movie, it's like a 3-minute exposition dump of, you know, some people have powers and this and that, and there's this thing called the Division, and they're trying to do this and that, and it's like straight away. So then you know everything from the beginning. So now all you're doing is just watching it play out, and I feel like the movie suffered from that. Like they didn't want to confuse anyone, but also it's like, well, okay, dudes have powers, all right, cool, and now let's watch them. It's like, yeah, but I mean, it took away the fun of it, you know, a little bit for me. It's still a fine movie. It's funny, like there's some good parallels. Again, you know, I watched Mortal Instruments the other day and saw some parallels, but mostly like the visual parallels. But in this one, there's like, oh, it starts off with a kid and his dad gets killed by, you know, this shadowy branch of the government, and it's like, oh yeah, all right. Not a big fan, says Jeff Stoller. Just general talk about 24-hour variants and platform exclusives. Wrote a little bit about handling Fund My Comic well with discount codes and secret links in Indiegogo to not double and triple charge, but overall, not a big fan. All right, no, okay, I get you. Yeah, that was cool. I was able to figure that out for my site. So it's all automatic now. As long as you've backed this campaign, you will get reduced shipping on all future purchases of this campaign. So that was like, yeah, that was a great thing to figure out, because otherwise, but previously, you know, we had the free shipping code. I couldn't do that this time around because I can't just give free shipping to say, because then you could fees it. Like if I did that, you could back the lowest possible shipping, which is $12, and then come back and again, and then just get everything you want. And now I'm on the hook for like a $30 shipping bill. So yeah, I couldn't do that. But the way it works out now is you will, whether or not you come back and get like multiple items later, you're all going to pay around the same shipping price as if you all just got it in one thing. Bats, I meant more the vibe. Can't think of a better word. Is similar, not necessarily the powers. Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's a similar it's a similar it's a similar story. You know, some people have powers. There's a shadowy organization trying to like control them, and yeah. What side of the fence are you on now, Michael? Says nice guy. What fence? What side? The Kickstarter side. I've been making Kickstarter stuff like back in, I think the first indie comic I grabbed on Kickstarter was 2014, 2015, maybe. It's, you know, I think both Indiegogo and Kickstarter are like they're both, you know, they got their. I'd rather not use them if I don't have to, but you know, that's where people put their stuff. That's where people put their stuff. Or CG, I don't care about any of that. Kickstarter seems to be the only platform that gets you backers outside of your own crowd. Yeah, yeah. If you get on the well, that's wrong. So what is this part here? If you get on the projects they love, like I did the first time, I definitely. Whoa, what's going on there? Damn it. It's doing that thing again. I definitely got backers that were just found my thing. When I didn't get on the projects we love, nothing really happened. So it's like, it's a bit hit and miss. But I think the people who do really well on Kickstarter, they just put tons of projects up, and you know, and just like some hit big and some don't. That's what I've seen. Like that Pat Shand guy, like he'll have a campaign on there that's 150,000, and then he'll have one that's, you know, a few thousand. So, you know, I don't really want to get into the, you know, the titty stuff. That seems to be the way to, you know, get the viewers on that site. But there are books that don't do that, that do really well. So my thought is just put your book wherever you want and see what happens. Ah! Hold on. Back. So I said never press F. Ever. If you're streaming. One. Which one is it? Where is it? Oh my God, have I lost it? It's right there. Bring it back. Bring it back. It doesn't want to show it. That's weird. Window. How weird. It's like, no, we don't want to offer that as a sharing anymore. Well, wow, that's super weird. I can't share my Photoshop anymore. Really don't press F. Share screen. Yes. I can share one of them. What if I share this one, which is a window I wasn't even sharing earlier, and then I just pull that in there? Huh. How weird. Well, anyway, I do gotta go. I gotta get to work. I feel productive. I feel productive because I worked on lots of different pages. Like for a draw stream, that was pretty productive for me. Amanda, happy birthday to your daughter. We both have 13-year-old daughters. We're both going through it. But Amanda gets to do it in the land of fairy tale dreams, up in Arundel, where she lives, in the fairy tale kingdom of New England. They have a big audience for artsy and learning to draw stuff. Huge learning to draw. Hardbacks seem to be doing well. Yeah, some of them go really well. You think about considering a Kickstarter campaign? Yes. Yeah, I'll probably do a Kickstarter campaign. I don't like to make like people who don't know me at all wait too long. So I usually put up the Kickstarter like about as I'm sort of finishing up, and see if anyone wants to jump on board. That's usually how I do it. And I've done it 2 times. One of them did really well, the other meh. But yeah, like I said, if you get a Projects We Love badge, it can do really well for you. So you did not end up making much money on the last one due to that free shipping. No, well, it did. I did lose a chunk because of the free shipping. But yeah, not like comparatively to the whole thing. It was like, this is what it is. But I definitely couldn't do it because the shipping prices went up from when I originally launched Paint to Death to when I fulfilled it. So I just couldn't do it anyway. There was no way forward. So it was good I was able to figure out how to do it by weight. And now I know how to allow for people to back twice, back as many times as they like. Which means I can add hoodies. I know Amanda wants a hoodie. I just got to figure out how to get it. Look at that. Very close to 13,000. 3 backers away from 250. 50 days left. It's all happening over here. If you haven't grabbed Fractured Mind, consider checking it out. The link is in the description. Hoodies. Yeah, I got to talk to my printer because the one I got made up was just like one of those, cheapo companies, but my printer who does the t-shirts does hoodies as well. So I'm going to look into that. It'd be, short run. I don't want to have a whole bunch of hoodies sitting around here. But we'll see how we go. We'll see it. All right, that's going to be it for me. Is anyone else streaming? Does anyone else stream at this hour? Let's have a look. John's live with RJ Williams for Orion. There you go. There you go. All right. That's going to be it for me. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, have a great night. I should play my trailer. Where is that? Hey. Bye.
1,000 dreams. 1,000 disappointments. Just reflections of reflections. And now, you.
Who are you?
I'm the mirror. I can show you things that can't be found with a fist. Has anyone ever told you about the Lucent?
What is it?
Not what. Who? This world is not what you think it is. Shine a light on it. You may not like what you find. And the brighter the light,